Hey y'all, Nesso here with the review of the Mutalist Cernos. The Mutalist Cernos is a Mastery Rank 5 weapon and its blueprints are located in the marketplace for 20,000 credits. To craft the Mutalist Cernos, you need plastids, cryotic, nanospores, and a Cernos. So after giving up a Cernos, what do we get for stats? Well, the Mutalist Cernos has a high base damage at 225, the third highest in the category of bows. It has the regular charge rate of bows at 1 second, and similar to the Cernos, it is tied for the fastest reload for bows at 0.6 seconds. But here is where the Mutalist Cernos changes from being a direct upgrade to a side grade at best. The weapon has a low crit chance compared to most bows at 15% with a regular crit multiplier of 2 times damage. In return for this low crit chance, the weapon has a status chance of 45%, equal to that of the Daikyu. So from stats alone, we can gather that the Mutalist Cernos is basically a faster version of the Daikyu, and for the most part, this is true. Where the Mutalist Cernos differs is its feature in which its point of impact, be it the skull of a Grineer Lancer or the wall at its side, is followed up by a poison cloud. Just imagine that when you fire your arrow, it has a string tied to it dragging a gas spore. Well, that's what it feels like to me anyway. This mechanic is not entirely new, just delivered in a new method. The turret is similar, shooting out spores that emit gas. Just like the turret, the poison cloud deals damage and is affected by mods. The main difference in terms of status with the two weapons is that while the turret's clouds don't guarantee procs before modding, the Mutalist Cernos has guaranteed poison procs and a low chance to inflict other elements on the weapon. From what I've tested, status chance does not seem to affect how frequently the other elemental procs with the Mutalist Cernos, which in the long run puts the weapon behind the turret modded for status in terms of shredding armor with corrosive or stun locking enemies with status effects. But another thing the turret's clouds have over the Mutalist Cernos is the fact they actually do decent amount of damage. The clouds emitted by the Mutalist Cernos arrows has an incredibly low base damage. I'm unsure as to what it exactly is, but testing against level 60 heavy gunners, the weapon was able to deal 1 damage with its initial damage with its dots hitting for another 1. Whereas the turret's clouds can actually hit up to 16 damage with 8 damage ticks. This was tested without corrosive, so armor played a big part, but with just this information you can tell the huge difference between the two weapons. When paired with corrosive, again the turret would shred the armor within a clip, where the Mutalist Cernos would take much longer and would have to rely on direct hits with its arrows. One last thing to note, with the update to smoke effects, the game has made the toxin clouds obstruct a lot of vision, which can drive people nuts, myself included. This harms the ability to accurately aim when clouds get stacked on top of each other, so good luck on finding an energy color that works for you. On to how I modded the Mutalist Cernos. With its high status chance, 2 dual stat mods were enough to place it at 100% status chance. Heavy caliber does increase the cloud damage, but due to the cloud's low base damage, I decided against it. As usual, this is how I build, mod as you like. Now, is the Mutalist Cernos worth it? In my opinion, no, it is not. Compared to the regular Cernos, you're giving up a lot of damage for status chance. While the regular Cernos does have 25 less base damage, the bow is able to get to 87.5% crit chance with Point Strike, and paired with Vital Sense, it can reach a crit multiplier of 5.6 times more damage. This is a lot more damage than what the Mutalist Cernos can do, and the Poison Cloud barely helps with increasing its damage. But if you're a fan of the Daikyu, you may end up liking the Mutalist Cernos. It is a balanced shift of a faster fire rate for less damage. I personally could not stand the Daikyu's slow fire rate, but with the Mutalist Cernos it allows you to rapidly fire and inflict status procs effectively on enemies. And while I do enjoy the weapon myself when it comes to applying status effects, weapons such as the Ignis and the turret do this much better. But if you have the Rectus Cernos or the Dread maxed out, you will probably never use the Cernos again. So why not repurpose it for a bow that is completely different from its other family members? The weapon is strong enough to handle everyday missions, and in T4 survival its damage can hold up to the 30-minute mark, which is decent enough all things considered. If you love your bows and just want something a bit different, give the weapon a shot. It won't be your favorite weapon, but it might surprise you on how enjoyable it can be using this weapon. After all, even the weird family members need some love every now and then. As always, thank you for watching, and be sure to have a good one.